Hey guys, this is James with RogueDuelist Trade, and on this channel, we talk about current and upcoming Yu-Gi-Oh product and whether or not you should invest your money in order to profit. So this video is part 2 of our risk analysis series on Phantom Rage. If you guys have not seen the part 1 video, go ahead and click the link above my head. Definitely go check out part 1 and then come back so we can finish the risk analysis on Phantom Rage. So before we jump into the video, in my part 1 video, I went over in more detail the potential partnership that I'm working on right now with Pro Play Games, also known as PPG, on a Patreon that we are working on together. I'm hoping to have this Patreon launch next week. If you guys want to have some more information on that, again, go check out the part 1 video of this risk analysis series. But guys, before we jump in, if you want to support this channel to help the YouTube algorithm, like this video. Also, if you like Yu-Gi-Oh investment content, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Also, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. You can find links down in the description below. Also, join my Yu-Gi-Oh Investments Facebook group. There's a link for that down below as well. Without further ado, let's get into the second part video to complete our risk analysis on Phantom Rage. So in our part 1 video, we went over in detail the cards that I felt were gonna be potential chase cards coming out of Phantom Rage. We're gonna be getting the new Datascape archetype, the Tri-Brigade archetype. We're getting some generic AA-Zeus support. We're gonna be getting some new trap cards that are extremely meta relevant. Definitely go check out that part 1 video. I have more detail there, but we went ahead and graded this as a 4 because a lot of cards that we're gonna be seeing, it's kind of hard to gauge how well they're gonna be doing in today's meta. Datascape did top in a current OCG tournament, but we really don't have a lot of information to go off of yet, but there is definitely potential. And the last metric that we went over in our part 1 video is current card support buyouts. Went over a lot of cards that can support the Tri-Brigade strategy, which are a lot of Beast, Beast Warrior, Wing Beast cards that have gone up in value. I did go over some Phantom Knight cards that have gone up in value. I went ahead and graded a 4. I did say in that video that it was leaning towards medium, but I do feel that it's significant enough, especially with how early it is right now. I mean, this product's not coming out until early November, so I went ahead and graded this as a 4. So our first metric that we're going over in this second part video to this risk analysis is meta relevance. So first meta potential is Datascape. Datascape has already topped in the OCG in a recent tournament. Datascape is very good. It's kind of similar to like Salamangreat, where it offers a ton of recursion. And the fact that it has level 3 tuners that are psychics, you can use e-teleport. A lot of the cards synergize very well with putting cards in the graveyard, banishing, bringing them back. And also you have cards that can Foolish Burial and search a card all at the same time while also special summoning themselves as extenders. It definitely has a ton of meta potential. Then you have cards like Datascape Fox, which is basically a walking macrocosmos. Datascape is definitely an archetype that we might be seeing coming in the meta for the TCG. So next is Tri-Brigade. Tri-Brigade is very interesting. There's a lot of cards that can help facilitate like 1-card combos, which is very good. I went over that again in detail in my part 1 video. They have a lot of cards when they're on the field. You can banish cards from your graveyard and special summon link monsters using those banished cards as the materials. You can basically have no hand and you can build the board just by pulling one of your 1-card combos and having a full graveyard. I definitely feel that this could be a devastating archetype. There's a lot of great current Beast, Wing Beast, Beast Warrior cards that are currently in the TCG, and there's a lot of great generic Beast cards that are coming in Phantom Rage specifically. And also note that Melfi's was just introduced in Rise of the Duelist. Melfi's can definitely be a very good engine that can be used in Tri-Brigade amongst Zodiac, which is already a very well-established archetype, which has done very well in the past. I definitely see Tri-Brigades having very good potential of coming into the next meta format. And then we also have some very good generic, semi-generic cards that have a ton of meta relevance. We went through all of these in our part 1 video because these are all potential chase cards. Negalosia AA-Zeus can basically be used by any deck that uses an Exe monster in the extra deck. Send all cards to the graveyard, which is absolutely crazy. Then you have Zoo King Alpha, which is actually amazing in the Tri-Brigade strategy. You can special summon it to the field very easily, then send cards back to the hand based on how many cards you send back to the hand that are Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast cards. And you can bounce back this card to your hand and only do that. And also note it's a 3000 beat stick. So this is really like a good replacement for Pankratops. And then you have very good generic traps like Feedback and Warning Point. Feedback, you can basically banish any number of monsters from your opponent's extra deck based on how many monsters you banish from your extra deck. And then Warning Point makes a monster or monsters on your opponent's field that they special summon bricks, where they can't attack, their effects are negated, and they can't use them for materials for anything from their extra deck. I went ahead and scored this metric as a 4. And the reason why I put it as a 4, we still have some time to gauge how impactful these cards coming from Phantom Rage are going to be in the TCG in our meta. Right now in the OCG, there hasn't been enough time for Phantom Rage to be out for us to really get a gauge. The next metric is Collector's Value Fan Favorite Anime Support. We're going to be getting Shay Obsidian support and Yugioh support from Arc 5. Yugioh is kind of like the sub-main protagonist in Arc 5. Shay is another important character in that as well. He played Raid Raptors. Because we're going to be getting a lot of support there, I could definitely see people excited about that. I would say that Arc 5 may not be the most beloved anime from the anime series in Yu-Gi-Oh! Although from my perspective, it actually was one of my favorites because I actually felt it had a very good storyline considering storylines for Yu-Gi-Oh! Also, we're going to be getting a single card for Sacred Beast support. We're also going to be getting a couple cards that are Charmer support. I believe it's like Awakening the Possessed in the OCG. Also note that we're going to be getting Starlights, which is always going to be collector value cards that's going to be coming in core product. I went ahead and graded this as a 4. I don't think this is like the best collector value set that we've seen. If you look at Rise of the Duelist, the Gaia support, I think has gotten a lot more people excited because that is a Yugi Moto archetype. Next is going to be influencer and consumer hype on social media. So starting with consumer hype, I would say a ton of people have been very excited. Once we found out about Tri-Brigades, once we found out about Datascape, a lot of people have been just very hyped on saying like these archetypes are really cool. People are very excited to play them. And then a lot of the influencers, so you have like John from House of Champs, Simo, Yugioh. I would say for the most part, influencers on YouTube have been mostly excited and have been kind of pumping up Phantom Rage. So I would say that excitement is pretty high. I went ahead and graded this as a 4. Next is product value versus cost. So MSRP, it's roughly $95 a box. Now, if you're able to pre-order Phantom Rage, typical cost is about $58 or like 690 bucks a case. So I definitely recommend to pre-order it while you can. If pre-orders are even still up, it becomes far more expensive once product release comes out, especially if this ends up being a short printed set, which has been something that's been happening within Konami, maybe because of Crush Card Virus. Boxes for core product have been going for like 90 bucks on release date on TCG Player. If you are looking at this as an investment opportunity, you want to get it at pre-order prices. I hope we're going to be getting a good handful of secret rares that are going to have high dollar value, similar to Rise of the Duelist, like with Nadir Servant, Forbidden Droplets, Triple Tactical Talents. I think because of previous core sets, I'm going to go ahead and give this a 4. I think Starlights definitely boost it, especially if you look at this from an investment perspective. Again, guys, the best way to make your money on investments is buying multiple cases. So if you buy 3 or more cases, you're more likely going to be seeing a Starlight rare. Once you start seeing Starlight rares, your investment is far more profitable. So I really feel Starlight rares is what boosts up this metric. Next is reprint value and rarity bumps. Unfortunately and fortunately in core sets, there is no reprints. It's all net new cards that are coming out of core sets, which is why they're core sets, which I think is good. I mean, you want to keep the game fresh. You don't want to be seeing reprints probably in every single product. So because specifically to core products, they never have reprints, I'm gonna go ahead and just give this a 3 because I don't really think that it's fair for this to negatively affect the score. Although that is really just a con of core product, is that they just don't have reprints. Before I get into the final score for the risk analysis for Phantom Rage, I want to quickly go over some potential singles that you guys may want to consider investing in because of cards coming in this product. So first I want to go over potential singles for the Phantom Rage or Raid Raptor strategies. So the Phantom Knights of Silent Boots and the Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak are all core cards for the Phantom Knight strategy. They're mostly 3-ofs. There's only 3 prints of each of these, and the secret for each of these prints are both under $3 a pop. So Raid Raptor Force Tricks only has 2 prints, and the secret rare is at about $11 right now. And I went through the prices in the marketplace in the past, and the card's lowest was at $24 within like the past year. So that makes me think that the ceiling for this card is at about $24. Next cards that I'm recommending are cards that either are in support of Datascape potentially, or also combat Datascape. Emergency Teleport is an easy one. This card can basically search and special summon a level 3 Psychic Tuner from your deck, which is what you're actually playing in Datascape naturally. So this is gonna be a very good card. Now note, Emergency Teleport is only at 1 in the TCG, but it is at 2 in the OCG. I could imagine Konami in the next ban list putting this to 2 to get more people excited to play Datascape. Also, True King of All Calamities, which is crazy to me, it's sitting under $2 for the secret rare, and there's 2 printings of it. And I noticed in the deck that topped in the OCG for Datascape, they were playing 2 copies of True King of All Calamities. And also a card that could potentially combat against Datascape and also Tri-Brigade, because they both have graveyard reliant strategies, is Dimension Shifter. Dimension Shifter came out as a TCG exclusive in the 2019 Megatons and was actually the least sought after TCG exclusive, and I think it might find its meta format very soon. And then also Psychic Wielder, I think may be a good investment for the Datascape strategy. You can special summon it if you have a level 3 monster on the field, which Datascape plays. It is a Psychic Tuner as well, and you are playing Synchro monsters in Datascape, which makes Psychic Wielder a good option. Next, because of Tri-Brigades, these are cards that I think may go up in value. There's a lot of Zodiac engines in Tri-Brigade, and there's a lot of Melfi engines within Tri-Brigade as well. So Melfi of the Forest just recently came out of Rise of the Duelist, and it's under $4, and I believe it's been dropping. I feel Melfi's as a whole can really only go up in value, but I believe this was the only ultra rare that came out of Rise of the Duelist, so I think highest rarity for a card that can do very well in a strategy is probably best. I think for some of the deck builds I've seen, people are playing about 2 of this card. Also, Zodiac Terra Mortar and Zodiac Thoroughblade, they both have 2 printings, they both have ultra rares, and both of the ultra rares for both of these cards are under $3. And these are definitely cards that are played in multiples in the Tri-Brigade strategies that have the Zodiac engine. And lastly, because we're going to be getting 17 TCG exclusive cards, the big TCG exclusive archetype right now for Konami is Plunder Patrol. And Plunder Patrol has a ton of potential. There's a lot of people that love this strategy as a rogue strategy, and it really just needs some extra pushes in the support to really make this archetype potentially meta. All of the secret rares right now for Plunder Patrol are probably the safer investments. Secrets have less printings in the marketplace. I'll probably steer away from supers and commons because they can go up in value, but I don't think they'll go up significantly, while these cards are all under $3 or even $2 depending on which card you're looking at. And I feel like the potential could go up to potentially $10 for each of these cards. Specifically, Plunder Patrol ship Liz and Morik because those cards are both played as potential 3-ofs in the Plunder Patrol strategy. Let's go over the risk analysis score for Phantom Rage. So the score came out to a 78%. I know that doesn't seem groundbreaking or crazy, but really we had to kind of take a moderate approach to this because there's a ton of potential. So I think that's why we scored most things high, but we don't really have a lot of experience with the cards coming in this product yet to really say whether or not they're meta. But I think once we start seeing more play in the OCG, once we see what these TCG exclusives are gonna be, we understand what the rarities are gonna be, I think once we do an updated analysis on this, this is definitely going to go up. So don't let the 78% scare you. I feel this is probably going to be a high 80% number once we get more information. But based on the information we have, it's a 78%, which is actually still a good score. It's not low, it's actually pretty mid, and I feel the risk is actually lower than it would be high. All right, guys, so that is it for our second part video for our risk analysis on Phantom Rage. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Is this gonna be a product that you guys are investing in? Again, for the YouTube algorithm, to support the channel, like the video, subscribe if you like this type of content, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video from me. Now guys, a special video to help promote this Patreon that's going to be coming for this channel. I'm going to do an analysis video on the ratios in Rise of the Duelist and help you guys understand potential profits that you should be seeing from Rise of the Duelist, and also give you guys some good intel on cards that have been potentially short printed or overprinted so that you guys can make good decision in your investment. Now that video is going to be an example of the type of content that you guys will be seeing exclusively on Patreon for every single product release. And in addition to that, there's gonna be tons of other value, such as having Q&A calls with me and folks from PPG so that you guys can hear from experts at PPG and also have open Q&A with both PPG and myself. So again, that you guys can make the best investments possible into Yu-Gi-Oh! I appreciate you guys stopping by. I'll see you next time.